Hello everyone, trust you are doing good today. This is Leon EduTech Consultant Soft Technical Drawing question. There is a particular question someone sent to me which I'm going to be solving today. This particular question too. So I'm going to be solving this now. Let me display the question on the screen for those of us who would like to screenshot it or copy the question down. Okay, yeah, the question says an ellipse has a major axis 120 long and its foci are 80 apart. A. Roman figure 1 there. Construct the ellipse. Yeah. Question Roman figure 2. Measure and state the length of the minor axis. Then question B, yeah, says draw a tangent and normal to the curve at a point P above the major axis and 35 to the right of the minor axis. You can see there the question carries 20 marks. In this particular question, it's a little bit different from the previous question I've solved on the construction of ellipse, in the sense that we are not given the minor axis, we are only given the major axis, which is 120 long. The minor axis we are not given, and we are told to look for the minor axis. And of course we are using the foci point method, or what we call intersecting arcs method. So I'm going to be doing this now. Okay, let's follow. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to draw, since we are given the major axis. Okay, so I'm going to draw the major axis. Every ellipse should have the major axis and the minor axis. So come this way, produce this line. Okay, 10 line to start with. Okay, so I will pick a point. Let's pick a point, this point as point A. So we are given the major axis from the question to be 120. So I have this, that is 12. So this is AB, which will represent my major axis. Okay, now so we are given also that the foci points are 80 mm apart. So to do this, to get the foci points which are 80 mm apart, okay, so we are going to be having this, just do a little calculation here, a little calculation. So which is going to be this 120. Now you can just say 120 minus 80, which will give us 40. Okay, so if we divide the 40 by 2, that will give us 20. So what it means now is that I'm going to be having 20 to this side, which will be my F1, okay, the foci point 1, and 20 from this side, which will be my foci point 2. Then the distance between the two foci points will be what? 80. So this is what I mean now. So we have from here, so this will be 20 here. So come to this side, I'll just take 20 here, 20 here. Okay, I hope you can see that. So I'll call this F1, then the other focal point there, so F1, F2. So if you take the distance between them, this should give us 80, as you can see there, that is 80. All right, now so here now we have the major axis, we don't have the minor axis. So I'm going to be showing us how we are going to produce the minor axis. And don't forget also that for this ellipse to be drawn using the foci point method this way, so the ellipse is going to be meeting some requirements, which is going to be CF1 plus CF2, which will be equal to the major axis. So I'm taking 2 points, which I'm going to be summing them, and by the time I sum them, it must give me the major axis. So if I start with 60 plus 60, that will give me 120. Okay, that is 1 point. Okay, I can choose to have as many points as I can. So let me just have 5 points. Then if I have 50 plus 70, that will give us 120 for another point. Then I can have 40 plus 80, that will give me 120, another point. Then I have 30 plus 19, that will give me 120, that is for. Then lastly, then if I have 20 plus 100, that will give me 120. So as this side decreases, this side increases. As you can see that then the two we have to give us 120. Okay, now how do we get that now? So the first thing we do here now, just stretch your compass to this first one, which is the first 60 here, this 60. Stretch your compass to 60. This is my 60. So I'm going to needle on F1. Okay, strike and arc, just strike and arc this way, up and down, strike and arc. Okay, then with the same compass radius, which is 60, because the other side here also is 60, so I'll place at F2. Okay, strike and intersecting arc this way. Okay, so you see that point of intersection, I will call this side my C, then this part here is my D. Okay, so which means that my minor axis will be the distance from this C to D, which we'll be measuring out later. So now let's go to the next point here. So we satisfy this point now for the ellipse. Now the second one here, 50. So this 50, place same on F1 this way. Okay, F1, strike an arc this way, both up and down. Okay, strike an arc like that. Okay, then that same 50, place at this F2. Okay, strike an arc this way, strike an arc. Okay, take note of that arc. Okay, this point and this point. Now the other part here is 60, I mean 70. I've done 50, then I'll have to take 70 as well, because it must balance. It must be 50 plus 70, which is going to give us 120. So I'll come this way, take 70 now. So this is 70, which I'll place same on F1. I'm going to use it to intersect, okay, at this part here, this 50 at that part, then at this part. Okay, take note of the point of intersection, this part and this part. Don't forget the first one is this C and this point D. I hope you are following. Okay, then I'll come to this other side with the same 70. This same 70 uses to intersect for this side and this side. So I will call this, I will take note of the point of intersection. Okay, so I'll go quickly to the next point, which is 40. Take 40. This is 40. So I'm going to place on F1. So for every point you are placing on F1 and F2, so just draw the arc. Okay, draw the arc this way. Okay, draw your arc this way. All right, so the next thing, place same 40, draw your arc this way, just draw the arc, okay, thin arc that way. Now to balance it, I have to use 80. 40 plus 80, which will give me 120. So I will take 80 now. Okay, this is 80. So I'll place on F1, which will intersect at that other side, the 40 at that side. So take note, this is the point of intersection. You can see that the ellipse is forming gradually. This is the point of intersection. Then the same 80, do not allow it shift. Okay, which I'll place at F2, which will cut this and it will cut this. So this is the point of intersection and the point of intersection. So I've been able to do for this and this. So I'll go to the next one, which is 30. This is 30. Place on F1. Okay, have your point, have your arc drawn this way. Okay, Okay, then on F2 now. Okay, then 30 plus 90, stretch to 90 now. Okay, place on F1. Have this, take note of the point of intersection. Okay, then go to F2. Okay, this is the point of intersection, and the point of intersection at that point there. Okay, the next one, the last one here is 20 and 100, which will give us 120, but I'm not going to be doing this because my 20, don't forget that A to F1 is 20, which is going to be at this point. Okay, then if I stretch to 100 from my F1 to this part here is going to be 100, so the both points will be meeting, both arc or the point will be at this point here and at this point here, meaning that the ellipse is passing through point A and then point B. And let me quickly say, it's not compulsory you use my values, you can create your own value, but just make sure that the two values, when added together, it must give you the major axis, and the major axis in this sense is 120. So you can have different values. You can have 60 plus 60, 65 plus 75, 65 plus 55, I mean in that order. So the next thing I will just do now, I will take my French curve, then I'm going to be joining this point, okay, or any flexible curve you have. I'll pick this point. This way, then just stick it out. Okay, then this other side here, okay, this way. Then we'll come to this part. This way. Then I pick these parts here. This way. Then trim this part. Then finally we have this part this way. Okay, so we have our ellipse now. So here's the ellipse stick out appropriately. So the next thing we are to do in the question says the B part of the question. Okay, yes, the second part of A says measure and state the length of the minor axis. So all I'm going to do here is just to measure the minor axis, okay, which I'm going to draw, just drawing point C to D this way. Okay, so this will be my minor axis from C to D, so which I'm going to measure out now. I'll measure out that now. So this will be giving me, okay, minor axis will be giving me plus or minus 9, that is 90 mm. So I'm going to be having a minor axis. The minor axis equals to plus or minus 90 mm. So you can have 89 or 91, is still within reach, so which is still okay, but I think it is 90 as we have it here. So the second part of the question says that the B part here says we should draw a tangent and normal to the curve at a point P above the major axis and 35 mm to the right of the minor axis. So there is a description of, or the positioning of the tangent we are to draw. Okay, the tangent is to be at the above the major axis, okay, and 35 mm to the right of the minor axis. So what that means now is this A to B is the major axis, so the tangent should be above it, not below it. Okay, above it. So to know the position, whether at this point or at this point, the question says at the right, okay, which is going to be at the right of the minor axis, and the position is 35. So what I'm going to do here is very simple. I'm going to take 3.5, that is 35 millimeter. So this is my 35. I'm going to needle on point F, so strike this part of the ellipse. So that point now, this point, okay, is my P, where the tangent is going to pass through this point P. So what I'm going to do, I will join F to P this way, okay, then with thin line, then join F1P this way, okay, then I'm going to be bisecting this F1P F2, that is this angle here, to get my normal. So to do that, it's like just normal bisection of angle you usually do. So you just come this way, draw this arc, okay, stretch your compass, needle on this point, okay, strike an arc, then needle on this particular part, draw an intersecting arc, okay, draw an intersecting arc. The arc is not intersecting, so I have to extend this first one I have drawn this way, then come this way. If you have too many arcs, please take note, let your eyes be on the point of intersection. So this is the point, okay, of intersection. So what I'm going to do from that part now, I'm going to be producing a thick line which will come this way, okay, joining P to that point of intersection, okay. All right, from this part now, so which is going to be my normal. So you can see, so this will be my number. Why I take it out is that we are required to draw it, okay. So I will call this normal, okay. If we are just required to show the tangent alone, so I will just draw this with a thin line. So we are required to draw the normal. So the next thing I'm going to do, I want to draw the tangent now. So we are just drawing a perpendicular line to this normal. So how do we do that? Draw a perpendicular. Just use your compass, this arc you have here, from there just extend the arc to this part. So now we are going to take note of this point and this point, okay. You are constructing a perpendicular, so all I will just do is from this point now, okay, you have to use your compass for that. Don't use your set square to draw the perpendicular, just use your compass. So from here, to show you really have the understanding of geometric construction, okay. So here, then place at this other part here, draw an intersecting arc, okay. Take note, you can see where both arcs intersect here and here. So from that point there, I'm going to be joining them together, which must pass through point P. If it doesn't pass through point P, it means that there is an error somewhere which you have to correct. You can see mine now, okay, it's touching this point here and it's touching point P, okay. So all I just need to do, take it out this way, okay. So you have it that way. So this will be our tangent, okay. I hope you can see this now. So we've been able to answer the question, we've been able to draw the normal and also draw the tangent. Okay, thank you very much for staying tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Okay, thank you. See you in my next video. God bless you.